This laptop, I truly believe, has everything you might need, and nothing you don't want. This is the MSI GF66 Katana. It's an entry-level gaming laptop that is focused singularly on one mission: to squeeze every drop of gaming performance out of its budget. It's one of the straightest shot gaming laptops I've ever laid hands on, and that's also why I think it's one of the best. Let's get into it. Before we continue with this video, I would like to remind you that if you are enjoying this content, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I'm a solo content creator, and I do all this to make sure that all of you are informed about the products you're about to purchase. Every subscription helps keep this channel running. Thank you. Now, on to the video. The design of the GF66 Katana feels like the first page of the book that MSI refers to when designing their laptops. It's surface level. It has to be big, it has to be somewhat angular, and it has to have the logo on the lid. But then all technical and material flourish is stripped away, leaving only the bare essentials. It is entirely made of plastic, with very few fine details in the mold to simplify production. The logo is only embossed, with no paint fill. There are no RGB strips, no RGB on the keyboard, and the ports represent the bare essentials.
The webcam looks like this. It's okay. It's a 720p webcam. It is perfectly usable, and the mic sounds like this. No IR scanner, so you can't use Windows Hello login. But that's fine. It's expected of a laptop of this caliber.
This singular mind approach to design philosophy certainly has its upsides, keeping the price low while maintaining the visual appeal. It's minimalist for sure, but there are some downsides as well. The hinge is plastic and lacks tension and stability to combat screen wobble. There is significant display flex, and brands can only do so much with plastic finishes to combat fingerprint marks. This is not to say that the laptop is poorly built. No, far from it. MSI has made sure that even if there was a clear budget to the outer housing and features, you still feel like you're getting good value. The body might be plastic, but it's sturdy. The keyboard might not be backlit and RGB, but it's a full keyboard with a numpad. The trackpad might be small, but it's responsive. In fact, apart from the screen wobble, the only detail that I didn't like about the external features are the port placement, since I believe the sides should be switched. The busy ports should be at the left side, since those require large cables. The two USB Type-A ports should be at the right side, closer to the mousing hand, since this is where the user's mice and other peripherals would be connected. The internals, on the other hand, are obviously where MSI spent most of their stat points. This model, the GF66 12UGS, is running an Intel Core i7-12700H CPU, 16GB of DDR4 3200 RAM, an NVIDIA RTX 3070 Ti laptop GPU, and 1TB of NVMe PCIe 4 M.2 SSD storage. There is not much to say apart from it's a powerhouse in every sense of the word, and it would chew out any modern game that you would dare run on it. And to put a strong period at the end of that sentence, all of that power is connected to a 15.6-inch 1080p 240Hz IPS panel with a 3 millisecond response time. If there ever was a more apt laptop display at this price range, this is it. Do remember to bring the 240-watt power brick with you when leaving the house with the GF66 Katana though, since it's only got a 53.watt-hour battery, and would generally only last around 40 minutes when gaming on battery, or a little under 3 hours when doing light activities. There's little in the way of software features, since only the MSI Center and the HIMIC audio comes pre-installed. They are pretty simplistic and widespread software, so I won't be covering them in this review. This minimalistic and laser-focused approach to raw gaming performance all boils down to huge performance numbers and benchmarks, and consistently high FPS numbers in games. On 3D Mark TimeSpy, it scored 9,216 points for graphics, 9,886 points for CPU, totaling in a 9,310 average score. On Cinebench R23 CPU test, it scored 12,547 points on multi-core and 1,614 points on single core. I was also able to test it in 3 games: Valorant, Dirt 5, and God of War. Valorant, since it was the easiest game to run out of the 3, ran at a near constant 272 frames per second average, well past the 240Hz refresh rate of the monitor. Dirt 5 is a bit more taxing, especially on the CPU, but it was able to average 64 frames per second with all settings at ultra, and with ray tracing on. God of War had absolutely zero problems running at maximum, with the game locked at its 60 FPS cap the entire time. This laptop doesn't mess around when it comes to performance. It does somewhat a good job of hiding when it's running at full tilt though, as fan noise was generally manageable and the keyboard plate never got uncomfortably hot during my testing. It's quite brave for a brand to name one of its products after the most recognizable Japanese sword, with a lot of fame and infamy behind it. But like its namesake and the samurai that wield them, the MSI GF66 Katana is built simply, performs beautifully, and is a prime example of something you would be proud to bring into battle. So that's my review of the MSI GF66 Katana. Do you have any questions about this laptop? Please let me know in the comments. And as always, like this video, subscribe to my channel, check out my previous releases, and stay tuned to my channel for more tech and tech adjacent videos. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.